What's going on, everybody? It is I, the one and only Georg Skywalker. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Happy May the 4th. Now, technically, let's be real here, the real Star Wars Day is May 25th, because May 25th, 1977 is when the original Star Wars film first came out, and it was National Star Wars Day for a while, until internet culture and Disney decided, let's make it May the 4th, because May the 4th, among other reasons behind the meme. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, we are here to talk about The Bad Batch, Episode 1. Holy crap. That's how you start it. That's how you start a freaking series. That is how you start a series. First of all, what I love about this is that, unlike Clone Wars only went up to HD, this went up to full 4K Ultra HD. I think that's awesome that the animation of Lucasfilm has reached that point. Because, yeah, Disney animation has been 4K for a little while, for the most part. But now this is too. And I think that's really important that we move from high definition to 4K because it is a higher quality. I think it is absolutely amazing how beautiful and how just absolutely stunning this series looks. From beginning to end, the first episode was beautiful, crisp, and clean. Now, again, I did say I am going to go into spoilers. So if you don't want that, well, what are you doing here? First of all, if you want to go here first, I would suggest you watch the first episode of The Bad Batch. If you don't have Disney Plus and you don't care to have Disney Plus because whatever reason, then stick around, I suppose. Whoo, man. That's what happens when you're tired, ladies and gentlemen. I am exhausted. Anyway. So the episode begins on a planet known as Kalar. And Jedi Master Deba Balaba, Mace Windu's apprentice, is on the planet. With her Padawan, Caleb Dune, who is, if you don't know who that is, he becomes Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger's master in Star Wars Rebels, the sequel animation show to the Clone Wars. That was the first thing that was released in the era of Disney Star Wars. Now, I would consider it good. I would consider it canon, but not everyone would, and you can kind of have it in or leave it out. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to do. As I said before, the original true canon is Star Wars 1 through 6, Phantom Menace to Return of the Jedi, the Clone Wars series, and the Old Republic before all of that, and the Old Expanded Universe before that, during the films, and after the final film, Return of the Jedi. That is the original canon. That is the original canon. Along with The Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2. That is the original canon. Oh, and also Republic Commando. So, anyway, this is the canon of now, which has definitely expanded a lot more than I think some people intended. But anyway, Bad Batch are sent in to help Deba Balaba and her clones defeat the droids. They defeat the droids. Right as they're on their way to take care of the next set of droids, Deba Balaba's clone captain gets a call from Palpatine saying to execute Order 66. And so he does, and all the other clones start ganging up on her. And, of course, Kanan Jarrus remembers, what I remember from Rebels is that he told Ezra, that his master told him to just start running. His master told him just to start running. And, of course, Freddie Prinze Jr., the guy that voiced, the actor that voiced Kanan Jarrus in Rebels, aka Caleb Dune, in Rebels, has returned for a cameo in this series as a young Kanan Jarrus, Caleb, when he was Caleb Dune. And I think that's really cool. Kind of gave me some Jedi Fallen Order vibes, because obviously Cal Kestis, ran away from the clones and obviously had to fight them and stay away from them. But, except this is during the key points of Revenge of the Sith. This is during the key points of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So at this point, Palpatine has already defeated Mace Windu. Anakin has now been, at this point, knighted Darth Vader and is out on his way to go kill the rest of the Jedi in the temple and then go to Mustafar, wipe out the Separatists. And then Obi-Wan would confront him. Padme would give birth to the twin saviors of the galaxy, Luke and Leia. Vader would get put in his full suit, and then Padme would die. As he was rebirthed, Padme would die. And then the Galactic Empire was formed, and Obi-Wan and Yoda would go into hiding. Obi-Wan obviously protecting Luke, Leia being raised by Senator Organa and his wife on Alderaan. But anyway, so they kill his master. They kill Caleb's master, Master Deba B'Elanna, and he starts booking it. Now the rest of the Bad Batch, they don't know why he's like straight up booking it, because they don't have Order 66 in there. At least you don't think any of them do until Crosshair starts firing at him, and then he says, "Good soldiers follow orders." That's a line that was said by Tup in Season 6. Tup was a clone whose inhibitor chip malfunctioned and caused him to kill a Jedi during the mission on this maze area. It was, I don't remember that. I think it was like, it wasn't the Rishu. Oh, wait, no, it was Rishu. I'm pretty sure it was Rishu. Don't quote me on that. You might want to look that up. Look up Tup and how he killed a Jedi, and then you'll be able to figure that out. But he wasn't supposed to execute Order 66 yet because Palpatine's grand plan had not come to fruition at that stage yet. So Hunter, Echo, Wrecker, and Tech, they don't understand what's going on. But Crosshair, his inhibitor chip is working properly. And he starts saying, "Good soldiers follow order." Follow orders. Hunter is confused by all of this. And then Crosshair keeps trying to fire at the kid. Hunter's trying to reason with him. And then Caleb jumps across this ledge, this giant waterfall, makes it across, and then starts running away. So then, for the rest of the episode, honestly, Crosshair's just an absolute douche. Like, he is just an absolute douche. Like, I don't like him at all in this episode. He's probably always my least favorite of the Bad Batch, if I'm being honest. I like Hunter. I like Tech. I love Wrecker. Wrecker's my favorite, obviously. I love guys that just love to blow stuff up, that are just freaking testosterone machines. I just think that's awesome. So they go back to Kamino, and then the Coruscant Guard are there because Tarkin, Admiral Tarkin as he's known to them, he's not a governor yet, he's an admiral. But he's obviously going to be a part of Palpatine's big, grand galactic empire. They go to this meeting, and Palpatine, what is it called? It's an assembly, excuse me. And Palpatine is, at that point, talking about how the Jedi plan's been foiled. In order to ensure security, the Republic will become the Galactic Empire for a safe and secure society. All the clones that are programmed start cheering, and Tech is even funny. Tech even says, "I told you they were programmed." I'm just like, yeah, you're not kidding anybody. So then we meet Omega. Now, she's a female clone. She's probably the only female clone. I'm pretty much guarantee you she is the only female clone on Kamino from Jango Fett's DNA. And I don't even know if she's even Jango Fett's DNA, to be honest with you. I have no idea what she is. And that's what I'm excited about, is to learn more about her, to learn more about the Bad Batch, to learn more about what's going on in the galaxy at this point. Because here's the thing, there's a giant gap between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Granted, some of that was expanded, was filled in by the old expanded universe, and even the new Disney canon that's available for Star Wars now, like Rebels and Fallen Order and the Vader comics. And I'm sure there's some other ones as well. There's some other Thrawn ones too. Oh, sorry guys. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. They go to Onderon, then, and they meet Saw Gerrera. Obviously, if you guys know who Saw Gerrera is, he's in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. He's the guy that saves Jyn Erso after her father's captured and her mom is murdered by Director Krennic. If you haven't seen Rogue One, I would go see Rogue One so you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, he was an extreme. He becomes an extremist in the Rebel Alliance, and the Rebel Alliance really does not like him. They grow to really actually hate him because they find his methods too radical, too extreme. Which I think, honestly, they're not necessarily bad. I just think in certain aspects, I'm just like, yeah, you might have gone a little too far in a few places. But he's cool. I mean, they're not gonna fight for the Empire. These Republic fighters that were trained, him and his Republic fighters were trained by Anakin Skywalker and Captain Rex during the Clone Wars in Season 5, when their home planet was taken over by the Separatists, and their true king was ousted by this fake puppet king who was working for Count Dooku. And basically, they're not going to fight for Palpatine and his empire, because now he's being called Emperor. And they give the information to that about the Bad Batch that they're not going to fight for the Empire. And Palpatine, if he has this much power with the clones under his control, he can rule the galaxy. Pretty much take over the entire galaxy. Which is what Palpatine does, essentially, pretty much. Until Return of the Jedi, when he's killed and defeated. For good. Because that's the canon. Until the Dark Empire trilogy. You don't like that canon? You can go with your crappy Disney fanfiction trilogy. Not gonna hate you for liking the sequels, but they're not really the sequels. They break canon in every aspect of life. Anyway, moving forward. So yeah, Palpatine could do that, and I think overall, this first episode was an S tier. They go back to Kamino, the Bad Batch does. Crosshair betrays them, and now he's going to work for the Empire. And he's now given a sniper rifle with red ammo, because obviously the Empire shoots with red. The Old Republic, the Old Republic of the Galactic Republic from the prequels, the clones use blue. Now he's using red. That pretty much symbolized, when I saw the red shootout, I'm like, he is full on working for the Empire, because red is a symbol of the Empire. Green is the TIE fighters. Blue was of the Republic when the clones came into the equation. And red will also be of the Rebel Alliance as well, because it's what they can get their hands on. They're not quite formed yet. This is like directly after Revenge of the Sith. This is in 19 BBY, 19 years before the Battle of Yavin, and 19 years before the events of Episode 4, A New Hope. But it's right where we're at in this first episode, after the Order 66 is issued on Kalar, and Deba Balaba is killed and Caleb Dune escapes. That's like, we're right after the main events of Episode 3, or at least the majority of the main events of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Which I think, when they tie in certain things, they had an animated scene. They took a live-action scene from Revenge of the Sith when Anakin and Obi-Wan are trying to rescue the Chancellor, and they turned it into freaking animation. And they brought Anakin and Obi-Wan into the very beginning of this episode, and General Grievous, and them rescuing Palpatine when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting Grievous's Magna Guards. And I thought that was such a great touch. That was such a beautiful touch. Because I think they realize how important these characters are to those of us that grew up with the prequels. Even if you didn't grow up with the prequels and you love the prequels, it's a beautiful touch. It's just a nice touch to see Obi-Wan and Anakin, because it's the last time we would ever see them together work together. Because after that mission where they rescued the Chancellor, they would soon become enemies. And Anakin would become the ultimate villain of all time, Darth Vader. And Obi-Wan would have to go into hiding to protect Luke. Okay, I know I'm going off on tangents here, but I'm trying to make this review as thorough as possible, so I'm trying not to miss anything as possible. What I also like, what you notice about the clones, how you know the other clones are treating the Bad Batch differently, is that Crosshair does what all the other clones are doing after Order 66, minus the Bad Batch, and keeps his helmet on. All the clones, except for when they're in the mess hall eating, there's a scene where they're in the mess hall eating and then they start a food fight because Omega, the female clone, gets upset at one of the regular clones who calls them the Sad Batch and insults them because they call her degenerate first, and they say another degenerate clone has been added to the Sad Batch because they're just mean now because their inhibitor chips have turned off their sympathy. Even though before they might not have thought much about them, Now they think even less because of their inhibitor chips, being active. Because the clones become animals through this. So it doesn't really help them very, very much. Not if you want sympathy from a clone at this point, you ain't gonna get it. I can tell you that right now. You will not get sympathy from any kind of clone at this point. That sympathy has, it's gone. It is gone. All gone. So, they get Omega, they get put in jail, because they get charged with treason for, quote-unquote, conspiring with Saw Gerrera, because an Imperial probe droid was spying on them. And Crosshair obviously follows orders, and the probe droid picks up him saying, we gotta follow orders, don't be treasonous. So they let him on their side. The Bad Batch busts out of the thing through Omega, breaking down a hatch in the vents that falls on 3 Coruscant Guard clones that are guarding the lever. She gets the lever, the one clone wakes up and grabs her, and then Wrecker bops him in the face. Then they escape, get in their ship. They have to fight Crosshair, and then they escape. And now they're off to find a friend of theirs. Who will this friend be? Will it be... I mean, obviously, for those that have not seen the final Bad Batch trailer, spoiler alert, Captain Rex is going to be... Your boy Captain Rex is going to be returning in the Bad Batch series. And I think that I'm so excited to see him. I'm excited to see the Zygerrian Empire, once again, which they were the Slave Empire. I'm so excited to see where the Bad Batch goes. I'm excited to see if this is going to get a second season, or if this is going to be a one-time series, one-season series, which, if it is, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, how far can their story actually go? We don't see them in the original trilogy, because they weren't characters that were created at that time when George Lucas was making Star Wars. So, I mean, I wonder how far their story will go. But, those are my Star Wars movies over there, as you guys can see over there. I'm very proud of that collection. But yeah, overall, this is an S-tier first episode. If you have Disney Plus and you want to watch it, I recommend going to watch it right now. And I also recommended you earlier in the video to go watch it before you watch this review, because there was spoilers and I told you what happened. Alright guys, this is episode 1 of my Bad Batch review. This is episode 1 review of The Bad Batch, the new Star Wars series on Disney Plus. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment below, like, so you never miss another thing. How about you also subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any videos I upload. Got more Bad Batch episode reviews to come. The rest of them are going to be on Friday, because this first episode was released on Tuesday in honor of May the 4th be with you, which again, I made it earlier at the very beginning of this video. May 25th is the true Star Wars day. I'm not saying don't have fun with May the 4th, because I definitely will. I'm just saying it's not the true Star Wars day, but Disney and internet culture latched on to the meme of May the 4th, because May the 4th, May the 4th. And yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I don't really think it's that big a deal. It's not insulting. What's insulting is the fact that Disney decided that they were going to put all their garbage Disney trilogy characters on the May the 4th screen whenever you open the Star Wars file in Disney Plus. I'm like, Disney, do you not understand that nobody gives a rat's anus about your garbage trilogy that no one, except for a few people, consider actual canon after the events of Return of the Jedi? No one pretty much takes it seriously. But anyway, I don't want to rant. But yeah, go check out Bad Batch. More reviews to come. The next one, obviously, this Friday. Looking forward to it. I am so excited. God bless. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment below on the video. Really helps out the channel. And as always, remember, the Force will be with you. Always.